Here's the upcoming weather trends and long-range outlook through the first couple of days of January 2014 from Weather Briefings. There's a whole lot happening beginning with this weekend and carrying us all the way through New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. The first official calendar weekend of winter kicking off on a more spring-like note. Here's the Storm Prediction Center map for the weekend with the threat for severe thunderstorms that is at least a slight, if not moderate risk running from the Ohio Valley down toward the Gulf. This whole area is going to move off toward the east over the next 24 hours, and it will affect the mid-Atlantic states down to Florida as well. But to the north of that very warm air with record-setting temperatures expected across the Virginias, we see the area of blue, which is freezing rain and potentially some sleet across southern Ontario, Michigan, and back into the Chicago area, the eastern portions of Iowa. They're going to be just cold enough in that area where some of the rain that falls could actually freeze more often than not over the 24-hour period. Taking a look at forecast projections for Sunday morning, we see that warm air flowing northward toward New England and colder air pushing back into the southern portions of the country. You can see the black lines on the map. The one headed northeastward illustrates pretty much the boundary of the warmer air, and to the south, that's where the cold front would be running and moving eastward, kicking off the showers and thunderstorms that we see in the streaks of green and yellow down to the south, heading from the Ohio Valley to the Gulf Coast. That storm system continues to head up toward New England and bringing the cold air in behind it, or the somewhat colder air anyway. It approaches the Gulf Coast, rather the southeast coast and the Gulf too, really, by the time we get to Sunday night, and that will push off the coast in time for Monday and pull in some high pressure behind that frontal system that will keep things dry through the nation's midsection and beyond for the next couple of days beyond this. This is the map that represents 7 a.m. on the 24th, Christmas Eve. Pretty much high pressure over a good portion of the country, keeping things pretty dry for us. There is the area highlighted in yellow. That's going to be the next weather system that we'll watch. It's not going to be a huge one, but it does bring the potential for some light snow moving across the northern portion of the country as we get through Christmas Day and just beyond that. So that's the next area that could bring some slippery travel for the holiday, although for the most part, most of the country dry and trouble-free. This projection takes us out to Christmas Eve, where the low pressure system is scooting across the U.S.-Canadian border for the most part, and the areas just underneath that yellow highlighting have some light snow and snow showers with them. Southwesterly wind flow is going to develop out ahead of this clipper, though, as that high pressure moves eastward, and you can see that moving up through the Wisconsin area as well as the Iowa-Illinois vicinity. You can see that diagonal southwest to northeast flow, and that's going to help bring a little bit of extra moisture into that clipper system, so there's a little bit more snow as we go through the next 24 hours. Here's the forecast map for Christmas morning, and again, that low pressure system, you can see the purple around it, light snow. It's also developing further southward into the northern portion of the U.S., and it's going to continue to move eastward and slightly southeastward, and moving into the upper lakes region with some snow showers as we start Christmas Day. High pressure keeping the east coast dry, but that clipper system continues to intensify somewhat, and while it's not moving southward especially, the flow of snow showers and the overall intensity of the system does continue to push southward. So that will bring the probability for some snow showers and flurries into a good part of Michigan and southern Ontario as we go toward Christmas night. And as that storm system continues to grow and push eastward into the 26th, we could start to see some development over the New England area. You can see that this map jumps a few days to the 29th, the following weekend. We'll have that quiet period through the time just after Christmas and the 26th, right up through Friday, Saturday, and then we get to 7 p.m. on Sunday the 29th here. And this map is of interest because it shows development in the Gulf area with a lot of moisture. That moisture will be developing into a storm system. There's a low pressure probability developing there that we'll see in the next slide too. And that's going to be something that we're going to watch for New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, potentially bringing a fair amount of snow to the northeast part of the country. This is the 10-day projection that takes us out to Monday morning, the 30th of December. And you can see while it's still dry over a good part of the northeast and back through the Great Lakes area, moisture is developing all across the southeast portion of the country. That's the pink and purple. And the concentrated areas of moisture in the greens and blues and yellows, that's all converging and taking shape. And we expect to see this whole system take off toward the northeast gradually, moving into the mid-Atlantic area and the northeast in time for the 31st. Here's a map from the Climate Prediction Center 8 to 14 day outlook. This also supports our thinking behind more significant snowfall possibilities, and that's for the fact that another dome of cold air being pushed southward is going to likely affect the Northeast and the Great Lakes in a pretty significant way through the end of December, the first part of January. And this, in support with the moisture that would be coming up, would give us all indications of more of a snow system or a frozen precipitation pattern rather than any liquid rain coming down. Similarly, the precipitation map from the Climate Prediction Center also echoes the growth of that weather system down to the south, the Gulf coastal areas, all the way up toward the mid-Atlantic, seeing above normal moisture. And that moisture flow isn't necessarily depicted as going northeast on this chart. However, as these charts are revised over the next several days, we'll watch that and see that there isn't some pattern that pushes the moisture northeastward. Generally, the interior of the nation, pretty dry, as this coastal system will really be the one to watch going into the start of the new year. Weather Briefing's clients are continuously updated with all this information that we get. You are assigned a specific web page that we monitor and update for you 24/7 with the latest alerts and warning information. We usually post alert conditions at least 2 to 3 days ahead of what we expect to be a significant weather event, so you'll have time for planning, and you'll want to watch that box in the upper corner of the screen. That's where we keep that latest information updated and kind of give you a heads up as early as we can, along with that 2-week outlook down just below. Your page also has a live radar screen on there, so while you're on there gathering the information, you can see the precipitation moving into your area. And also off to the bottom corner, the Twitter updates. We do update through social media and explain our criteria for various warnings in the box over to the right-hand bottom corner there that's circled and with the pink circle over it. Gives you all the conditions that we expect when we issue an alert or a warning. So you've got plenty of information through weather briefings on a 24/7 basis. It's our job to keep you up to date on what's going on and what we expect coming up. So with this outlook on through the new year, you are well informed and can plan accordingly.